Hello, my name is Jemalyn Griffin, and my team members are Moses Ayagba and Marshall Maher. And we are here to talk to all of you today of how we can promote the product Calpis in China. So here we go. Some of the background information on this brand is that Calpis is a non-carbonated soft drink by Calpis Company, and it's actually based in Japan. It's available as a dry milk drink, water, or soda, and it ranges for about $2.38 to $6.38, or translated to yen, that's 14.8 to 39.78 yen. And these prices are based on different drinks that you would purchase in China. You can see from the bottles here, there's a wide selection of flavors, and that all of them have the Milky Way inspired logo on the bottle. Our target country, as you know, is China, and from what we've gathered from China is that it's a communist society with a population of 1.355 billion, and 17.1 of the population is under 14 years of age. So through our research, we discovered that China is a world leader in exporting rice, wheat, potatoes, corn, pork, and fish. And because it is a communist society, there is no privately owned TV channels or radio stations. Table tennis, basketball, cricket, karate, and baseball are all sports that are really rising in the popularity in the country. And as far as food is concerned, Chinese food heavily features rice, noodles, soybeans, tofu, and vegetables. So that's kind of what we discovered in our research of this country. Based on the Hofstede model, we noticed that China is a high power distance country. They're highly collectivistic. They're moderately high masculine culture with a low uncertainty avoidance. They have a very high level of pragmatism. And they have a low level of indulgence. So what that means is that Chinese citizens remain committed to achieving success, and sometimes that even means sacrificing family and leisure time. Some of the buying habits of the Chinese are that traditions are adapted while investment, thriftiness, and perseverance are celebrated. Information is internalized or inaccessible to outsiders, and symbolism and direct communication are really heavily relied upon. The creative brief that you see is that the brand idea is that Calpis has properties that prolong life, enhance strong bones, suppresses the growth of cancer cells, and boosts immunity in the human body. So obviously it's a very healthy, positive product, and it helps to offset fatigue, stress, and adjust blood pressure in the body. Some of the key insights we've gathered from our research: based on the value structure map, both the Japanese and Chinese believe in harmony with nature and the surroundings. They are both collectivistic, masculine, with high uncertainty avoidance and high power distance culture. So what that means is that the food in China really plays a symbolic function to the Chinese, and since they are high uncertainty culture, and the purity of food is really an important attribute. So what is the problem? Basically, in 2009, there was a tainted milk scandal by COFCO, which is a leading company in China, which left 6 infants dead and 300,000 with kidney infections. So what that resulted in is that there's a lack of confidence toward milk dairy products in China, and not to mention the fact that there has been historical feuds between the Japanese and the Chinese, which makes it really difficult for Japanese products to infiltrate in China. So continuing on with our creative brief, our goal is really to establish awareness of health benefits of Calpis among target audiences, which for us will include mothers in China as well as children. And as I mentioned earlier, 17.1% of the population are children under 14, and so that is one of our main demographics that I will be expanding on today. We also wanted to make sure we do something to change the perception towards milk products in China because of that tainted milk scandal. And lastly, we want to engage our target audiences online and in person through event outreach and online technology. So the technology that I'm referring to is we really want to utilize 3 different channels, one of which is television. We want to create a commercial that I will go over in our execution. as well as online sources such as creating a website that has a frequently answered questions page, and also more information about the health benefits with endorsements from credible people such as doctors or megastars. We also want to utilize social media outlets that Chinese youth are utilizing within the context of social media, so comparable to what Americans would use as Facebook and Twitter. The last channel we would want to use is in person and word of mouth communication, and our team thinks the best way to do this would be through event outreach and community relations. So, to summarize kind of what we want to do as a team, we would love to creatively execute the following three items. First of which is an endorsed commercial by Yao Ming, who's an NBA superstar, and he is really well respected in the Chinese culture, as I will describe in a little bit. And the social media campaign is our second item, which we would utilize two social media outlets in order to target our target demographics, as well as an event outreach where we would target high achieving schools in highly populated areas of China. So first we would want to have an endorsed commercial. First, the tactic explained is that this commercial would aim to build credibility for Calpis as a brand by providing an endorsed commercial by a well-respected Chinese achiever in Yao Ming. So Yao Ming was born in China, and he has built a lot of credibility and a following in China, even though he played for the NBA in America. He started off by playing for the Sharks team in China, and so he gathered his following and then really bridged the gap between Americans and Chinese while he played for the Houston Rockets. The target audience that we would want to target through this endorsed commercial are really Chinese mothers who have children of their own or are relatives to other children age 14 or below. We think that by having Yao Ming endorse a commercial, it would really build credibility and a positivity around the brand. And it would be an easy way for moms to access the information in a quick way. We also have target values that we aim to emphasize in this commercial, which include collectivism, academic achievement, and honor. So through our research, it has been noted that moms are very, especially in China, moms are very into academic achievement and high performance. And so we definitely want to play into those values as we use Yao Ming, who represents these values in a commercial. So as you can see here, the 30-second commercial will be organized into 4 scenes that would appeal to the Chinese values of collectivism, achievement, and honor. So basically, in scene 1, we would have Yao sitting on a basketball court bench, recollecting his own mother telling him to drink his Calpis every day. This commercial would only be 30 seconds, so that would take about 8 seconds. And then in the second scene, it would kind of go into Yao revisiting his glory days of him supporting his collective team or country. So we were thinking of maybe pulling up a montage of him carrying the Chinese flag during the Olympics, of him making some basketball dunks, of him graduating, and in the way of sports and achievement. So really combining his achievement not only on the court, but off the court as well. In the third scene, we would snap to Yao snapping out of the daydreaming scene because a young boy respectfully tells Yao that he's thirsty from all the homework he's been doing and interrupts him from his daydreaming. And then the fourth scene would be then Yao would smile and tell the boy to drink Calpis like his mother told him when he was his age. And the boy would end the commercial by joyously responding to Yao Ming, who is one of his favorite athletes. So as you can see, we divided it into 4 different scenes for 30 seconds, very short. And our tagline in scene 4 would be drink, excel, achieve. And this tagline we thought would be really beneficial because it kind of highlights all the different steps we want people to realize if they drink Calpis. So obviously they need to drink first, and then they can learn how to excel because of the health benefits, and then associate achievement with Yao Ming and him endorsing the commercial. So as you can see here, these are just some photos of some of the inspiration that we see Yao Ming with youth. Obviously, we are not graphic designers, so we didn't formally create our own graphics, but in the PDF available, we we storyboarded it based on images of Yao. Next, we have a social media campaign. And so this specific tactic explained is that this interactive social media campaign aims to engage young target audiences and increase participation at local schools through sponsored CALPIS outreach events. So our target audience would be Chinese students ages 14 or below actively engaged on Chinese social media platforms, specifically Tencent, Weibo, and Qzone. I believe that's how they are said. So as you can see here, it's kind of a diagram from Business Week, and it shows the comparisons that Tencent Weibo has about 220 million monthly active users, and that is comparable to Twitter. And then we also have Qzone, which has a very large number, 629 million monthly active users, and that's comparable to America's Facebook. And so we think that these would be the two best platforms to kind of execute our social media campaign. And some of the values that would be emphasized in this campaign would include collectivism, academic achievement, and trustworthiness. So we realize there's a lot of text here, but this is basically our overall proposal for the social media platform. So I'm just going to highlight some of the key information. So the proposal would be to create an interactive social media campaign, really encouraging young audiences to like or follow our CALPIS page in exchange to win an academic scholarship. So once target audiences follow us, updates will really notify audiences of different facts or upcoming events such as the school outreaches I discussed already. The promotion to promote this social media campaign is to promote a large-scale campaign through school outreaches, such as handing out free CALPIS drinks, calculators, or notepads with how to win a scholarship guides that will guide students how to like or follow our pages. Lastly, the platforms I mentioned earlier really speak to who is on social media. And so because both of them have millions of monthly active users and are equivalent to Facebook and Twitter, both of these platforms will be used based on the popularity. These outlets will serve as an appropriate platform to students who attend local outreaches, and they can also get free school supplies and a chance to win an academic scholarship. Lastly, we have an event outreach through schools. So this tactic is the main goal is to really create an academic outreach to create awareness among parents and build credibility by associating CALPIS with high-achieving schools. Target audiences would be elementary and middle schools, and the secondary audience would obviously be parents of these children. The target values would be academic achievement, credibility, and collectivism. So as you can see here, we divided into research, implementation, and evaluation. First, we would have to create a database, research costs, plan necessary meetings, read case studies and compare it to our case study, and compile media sheets with target outlets. Then we would have to create a timeline, obtain approvals, delegate tasks, create an execution plan, order supplies, and finally execute it. Lastly, we want to make sure we execute everything we're doing, such as evaluating return on investment and collecting post-event surveys. So as you can see, between the social media campaign, the endorsed commercial, and the event outreach, this is how we plan to infiltrate CALPIS in the market of China. So we just want to thank you all for your time, and we look forward to discussing more about this product in China offline. Thank you so much. Have a great day.